Wait a minute, Rocky? You know the guy who bought Buster Posey's house? Rocky, what are you doing?
I'm just sitting at home watching you guys on YouTube.
Hey, Rock. What's up, man? Look at you.
Hey, Rocky.
Hey.
Finishing up my 2023, boys. I'm on vacation.
You want beer?
Yeah, well, about to have one.
I have a beer.
Yeah. Oh, well. Thanks, folks.
All right, go ahead, Rocky.
Real quick before I jump on the Posey. Giblets, you were off a day earlier when you guys opened the show with your YouTube numbers being up, the highest ever. It was actually a couple of days ago when your live Airstream and the app went down. Our only way to get you guys was on the YouTube stream. But what was funny about that was the first thought in my head when that was going on was Matt Nahigian frantically running around the office with a book, except with an F in the front and an Irish inflection on the word.
Oh,
nice.
Sounded like Conor McGregor, right?
I like it.
Right.
By the way, not that far from the truth.
I'll give you 4 and you weren't even here.
Not that far.
Yeah, my cousin Joe actually bought Posey's former residence out in the East Bay, and I actually asked him if it was all pimped out and fully remodeled, and he said it was a bag of vests and totally trashed. So,
wait,
I don't know
what?
That says about Posey.
Wait a minute. Wait. You're saying the house when he bought it was totally trashed? The Posey home?
It was trashed in like an original build. Like he never remodeled it when he lived there.
Oh,
wow.
I don't know what that.
I like that. I like that.
List it.
Yeah. That means Buster's a real one, Rocky. That's what it means.
Yeah, he's being green, but he's part of Giants ownership now and a legend. And this isn't Joe Montana saying that Trey Lance was a bad pick. He's misrepresenting the city and the organization. It actually kind of feels like maybe a long-term plot to sabotage the free agent offseason and kind of speed up the release of Farhan. What do you guys think of that?
Oh, wow.
No, I heard this one before.
Thanks, Rocky.
Thank you, Rocky. And I actually heard it like, this is Buster's way of getting himself into the president of baseball ops job. Sabotage Farhan. Farhan out, Buster in.
Because you know what
Genius.
Buster loves? Oh, he loves talking to the media. He loves it. He always did. Remember when he was a Giant? Oh, he couldn't wait. He always had jokes after the games. He came on every radio station every week. Yeah, Buster don't want that gig.
No.
Buster doesn't want to be the manager. Buster doesn't want to be the general manager.
Agreed.
He wants to be an owner. He would like to make money. He loves the Giants. He loves San Francisco. He'd like to help. I always think, look, I could be wrong. I always think it's very funny, though, when stuff like this happens and people just immediately pull out the wild conspiracy theories.
It's my favorite.
There are some of you who think Farhan is still working for the Dodgers. Tremendous.
Feels like it.
Yeah.
Shohei no Tani.
Well, how about this? More Farhan on 95.7 The Game.
I can say emphatically I've never had a player specifically express concerns about San Francisco. I mean, I've heard it sort of in passing from agents, but frankly, I think a lot of that it often comes up as a negotiating point. So you sort of treat that accordingly. Again, I think anybody who might bring up concerns, whether it's speaking to players, speaking to staff, sending them information, we have plenty of ways to address it, but it has never come up with a player. Again, I think even in comments I've made in the past, the point was less about concerns about San Francisco and more the players out there that we would love to target that have geographic preferences, that want to be on the East Coast, that want to be, sometimes you can address that by paying a premium. Sometimes you can't. So, again, I don't think what we deal with there is any different than any other team.
A little interesting. Okay, so a year and a half ago, it was, right, we target people with Bay Area ties because there's some stuff out there. And now he's saying emphatically he's never had a player directly address it. Now that I've listened to it, I don't think he's lying. I think he's positioning. Here's what I mean by that. I'm sure in a free agent meeting, the player himself probably does more listening than talking. And if that player did have specific concerns about the city of San Francisco, it's unlikely that he's going to walk into San Francisco, into their building, and voice them.
Ever.
That's the reason you have an agent. And he does address the fact that, I've heard it from agents, although it's usually a negotiating ploy. So it doesn't mean the concerns don't exist. He's just saying a player hasn't said that directly to his face.
Right. Why would you say that directly to their face?
Because why would you be here if you feel that way?
And why would you give up the leverage of them maybe being a player in your own free agency negotiation? So if the Giants are, giving you their pitch and you're listening and all the rest of it, and, do you have anything to say? Yeah, I really don't like the city, and I don't really want to live here.
I don't like you either.
Right. So, okay, well, your offer just went away. So you're not going to ever say that. Now, when the offer's made, the player might let the agent know, man, geez, I got 5 years and $40 million from one city and 5 and 40 from the Giants. I don't really want to go to San Francisco, so I'm going to take 5 and 40 elsewhere. That might happen.
You got a really good signature Farhan chuckle in that. Did you hear that it also, though, like what happens when he gives you the Farhan chuckle, but you're in the room with him? It's face-to-face. Did you hear Sam?
No way Sam chuckled.
Listen, can you play it again? All right, here we go.
I can say emphatically I've never had a player specifically express concerns about San Francisco. I mean, I've heard it sort of in passing from agents, but frankly, I think a lot of that it often comes up as a negotiating point. So you've sort of...
Yeah, you're right. I heard a little bit of a...
It was like, yeah.
Negotiating point. So...
Yeah.
Sam's like, totally. Am I right?
Yeah.
Agents. Crazy.
That's the classic Farhan. I've never heard agents use it as a negotiating ploy, which means he's heard agents use it as a negotiating ploy.
Negotiating ploy. So
he knows that that's a tell, right?
I don't know why that strikes me. It's so funny. Oh, gosh. Whew. Yes, it's a tell.
It's a total tell.
Sam's just like, yeah.
Farhan's telling you that agents have used it as a negotiating ploy.
Negotiating ploy. So.
And Sam in the background. Yeah, oh, yes. Yes. And you accuse me of being Ed McMahon.
What are you supposed to know? But I can't win.
Yeah.
That's what happened. What do you do? Farhan's nice enough to go aside into some back room with this long-haired producer from 95.7 The Game. Once you get that scoop and you get those exclusive comments, if he kind of looks at you and's like, laugh with me, huh?
Am I right?
Negotiating.
I don't fault Sam for it.
No, I don't fault him at all.
Sam is great, and that's good hustle getting down there.
I'd have grabbed him on the shoulder if he had done that in front of me. I'm like, I'd have slapped him.
Am I right, Farhan? Negotiating ploy. Yeah. So what Farhan is really saying is he actually has heard agents use it as a negotiating ploy. It's a tell. The chuckle is a tell.
You're going to have to do this show for a little while.
No, you're going to be all right. You don't get to tote the rock when you decide you can tote it.
Whew.
Yeah.
That made me belly laugh.
Play it again, Granny. Just one more time. Negotiating ploy.
Negotiating ploy. So.
Every other time I play this, Dibs, is more time you have to kill because we're killing Willard right now.
I can't do it. Poor Sam.
He's gonna have to pull through, Grandy. He's gonna have to be a pro about it here and soldier on.
No, I know how we can do it. Is the Cam Newton on my board? Do we have the Cam Newton?
Not at the moment.
Okay, can we get it on the board? Because that one will tick me off, and then I'll stop laughing. That'll tick me off.
You pivot into something angry?
Pivot? Yeah.
Because Cam Newton dares to call Brock Purdy what he is.
Stop.
System guy.
Oh, you want one more?
Jared. And was it Jared, Dak, and Brock, all of them?
I don't even remember. We'll
shots them all.
Yeah. You want to hear another Farhan? But
I would love to.
This is not exclusive. Is Jung Hoo Lee going to be an everyday center fielder?
I assume, is this your center fielder of the future every day? You imagine it?
Yeah, that's definitely the plan, to have him play opening day and every day at center field.
And do you expect kind of more moves to shake out the downfield situation?
Possibly. I mean, we do have guys in a rotation, and we like to sort of get guys rest and use the bench. But I think it's a possibility, but not necessarily. We don't have anything imminent there.
Nothing imminent.
That's interesting, but whenever they say it's a possibility,
he's working on it.
Yeah, that's a tell.
He better be, because you mentioned it before.
What are you going to do with these guys?
You've got, 5 or 6 legitimate major league outfielders on the roster?
Does Matos count, or could you...
Matos counts?
Yeah, but in theory, you could start him back at AAA, in theory.
But you don't want to.
You don't want to, but that's an option.
Yaz, Matos, Slater, Conforto, Haniger, and Lee.
Yeah, that's a lot of outfielders.
And for 3 spots, unless we're going to an adult league softball 4 outfield look.
Usually you'd carry 5, but there are 6.
And one of those guys can DH and probably will.
Put it this way. Yaz and Conforto is sort of redundant. And I don't think that now if you really wanted to do a super platoon, I don't know, you've got the DH. And I don't know where Matos fits exactly into firm plans, but if you wanted to be like Lee's in center field, and when a right-hander throws, Conforto and Yaz are out there with him, and when a left-hander throws, Haniger and Slater are out there. I think Conforto and Haniger would be like, not too keen on that idea, and you're paying them way too much to just be like straight platoon. I mean, if you're...
And that's the lesser half of the platoon. If you're a righty, you're only facing lefties like 30% of the time?
At the most. So, yeah, you're talking about, what? You're talking about 60 games. That's not what you want for your $16 to $20 million.
And you've got Wilmer and Lamont at first, and, you can have one of them DH if the other one's playing first, or depending on who's pitching again in a platoon spot. But
or what if they sign Cody Bellinger still?
Yeah.
I mean, that's reportedly still on the table. I don't know.
Running out of spots is the issue.
I just hope they can convince 1 or 2 of them to come to San Francisco.